Hi boys and girls. I'm so excited to get started with our letters. We learned our 4 handwriting strokes. Now we're ready to move on to the 2 letters for the day, letter I and letter T. So if you notice, we're starting with lines or letters that have undercurves in them. And if you look, I and T both have 2. So we undercurve up 2 times. Okay. Now, whenever we're writing letters that have a dot or a line that we have to cross, we do that at the very end when we're finished writing the word. So I'll show you that today. So for the letter I, you'll start at your baseline. You'll undercurve up to the midline. You'll follow this back down for a little bit of time, come back up, make your other undercurve up, and then you'll dot your I. So you'll notice this is your joining line that would join I to the letter previous to it. And this line right here is going to join your letter I to the next letter. So let's write the word is. And I'll show you what that looks like. So of course we didn't learn S yet, but I would continuously write that. When I'm finished, then I would put the dot on the top of my I. Notice that line right here goes into the next letter. Okay? So let's pull our boards down and practice I. Pull them down, choose your color marker. I'm using rainbow this time. So here we go. We undercurve to the midline, trace it a little bit, and come up and curve now to the midline again, and dot your I. Try one more time. Start at the baseline, undercurve up to the midline, go down and undercurve again to the midline, and then put your dot on the top. We'll try one more on our board. We go undercurve up, follow that along a little bit, and undercurve again, and dot your I. You can pause your video now if you want to practice letter I. It is on page 45. So for these pages, you'll start at the top. I would like you to trace that bigger I first, because it'll give you the rhythm that you need and where to start. Then you'll go on and you will trace your letter I. Now when you look here, you'll notice there are dots again. You want to make sure that you're putting all of your I's across all of the lines. Space them out and give them a try on your own. Okay, then at the bottom, they have you writing 2 I's to practice going into another letter. So for that one, you'll be writing 2 I's. I, and then you'll put your dots at the top, okay? So you can pause the video, practice your I's, and now we're going to move on to letter T. So for letter T, again, we have 2 undercurves. This time we're coming up to the headline, okay? So we're going to undercurve up to the headline, curve back down, undercurve to that midline. Again, if we were to cover up these 2 joining lines, we'd see the letter T in there. Slanted, of course, because we're usually straight up and down. Our cursive letters will be slanted. And just like the letter I, we're going to wait to put that line across till we're finished writing the letter T. And also you'll notice that this line does not follow the midline. You would think it would. It goes a little bit above. Okay, so we're ready to start the letter T. So we undercurve up. We follow this for a little while. Then we undercurve again and cross your T there. One more time. We undercurve, come up to the headline, follow this down, undercurve to the midline, and then cross the T. Sometimes boys and girls end up not following this line enough. So their T sometimes looks like this. It's a common mistake. And so people will come up and they'll do this. That looks silly. Kind of looks like a fancy A, doesn't it? So you want to make sure you're tracing that line as you're coming down for a little bit at the time until you're ready to undercurve, okay? So let's see what this would look like if we make the word it, now that we know I and T. So we'll undercurve, come up to the midline, undercurve down again, come up to the headline, undercurve, and then at the end, we cross our T and dot our I. Now you'll notice sometimes my letter may not come completely down to the bottom. You know, it takes practice. I even make mistakes when I'm writing my letters too. So take your time. If your hand is hurting, take a break and do this another day, okay? But if you're ready, you can go on to the letter T in your book It is on page 46. And you're going to see the same pattern in every single book page for the letters. You'll trace your T at the top to get the hang of it. And then you'll practice just plain T on these lines. And then at the bottom, you'll be writing it, and then a few other combinations with I and T because you know those two letters now. When you're finished with both of these pages, at the bottom, it'll have you circle your best letter. So take a look at the top of the page and see if you can find one of your letters that looks as close to that one as you can. So circle your best one. If you have a couple of really good ones, give those a circle. Okay, sharks, I will see you next time where we'll be learning the letters U and W. Bye.